Hello Scorpio, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with your love reading focused on the second half of August from the 16th all the way through the 31st. General advice as always, guys, so please keep that in mind throughout the duration of your reading and take from it whatever makes sense for you and release the rest. So let's get into the messages here, Scorpio. So I'll be using these 4 decks here to get things started for you. Starting with the Arrows of Love Oracle by Mystic Moon, the Heart and Soul Whispers of Love deck by Jennifer Aquarius Tarot. We'll grab some cards from the Truth deck Soulmate Edition by Pretty Spirits, and then finally we'll go ahead and grab some dialogue messages from my HEARTSPACE Oracle. And I do have some other decks that I'm guided to use for this particular reading. I'll list everything, link everything down below in the description box. Alright guys, so let's begin. So I wanted to first start taking a look at the current energies for the connection, whoever it is that you are focused on thinking about at this particular time. Okay, so let's start there. Alright Scorpio, so current energies for you and your person, whoever it is that you are thinking about. What does that energy look like for Scorpio, second half of August? Okay, so we've got rose-colored glasses. Let's go ahead and grab a few more cards here. So maybe there's this need to really take a look at a situation and see it for what it is, rather than what we are either perceiving or hoping for something to be. It's about really having clarity and facing the truth of the situation. We do have secure love nest here. Okay, let's see what else we can focus on here. Alright, so we've got plenty of fish in the sea. And I'm guided to grab one more card here. So what I'm already getting here, Scorpio, is maybe you have your heart set on a particular person, or maybe they really see you as the one. But I have a feeling here, even before I flip this one over, that you guys might not be on the same page. Look at that. And then we've got the pendulum, yes or no. So maybe you're on the fence about this connection, this person. The vibe that I'm ultimately getting is, whether it's you, whether it's the other person that you're focused on, this is what I'm getting. It's somebody who really had high hopes about a particular connection. It might have started off fantastically and great, but maybe as more time unfolded, you know, you guys could have also shared a home together, this love nest, maybe you built this amazing connection together, but there was just something off about it. And so maybe there's a part of you that's trying to figure out, it's like, should I continue to invest my time and energy in this? Is it a yes? Is it a no? And maybe there's a part of you that's even thinking, it's like, well, ultimately, if this one doesn't work out, there are other people out there that I could try to connect with. You know, there really are plenty of fish out in the sea when it comes to the dating world and connecting with other people. If this particular connection is causing you to feel just kind of on the fence, undecided as to whether or not you want to continue to pour your heart and energy into this one. So let's go ahead and clarify. Okay, so I'll be pulling from my Valentine Connection tarot deck here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio. So what do we need to know? There's this indecision that I am picking up. And part of that indecision is maybe somebody here trying to convince themselves that they really have found the one, but deep down inside, there's issues there. You know, it's like we try to hang in there as long as we can, but that can only go the distance, or it can only go so long, you know, until you have to face the situation if it really is not working. Let's see. We do have the Page of Wands. Okay, we have good news, actually, cheerful news that's coming in. Okay, let's see what else. So the Page of Wands, there's this very enthusiastic energy about it. Let's see. They can certainly be very warm, they're pretty easy to get along with. They're also very ambitious, but they can also get easily distracted. And if you were dealing with somebody like that, they could be really fun to be around, but at the end of the day, they could also be distracted by other things or other people. Look at this. So we've got that double energy coming in. Some of you guys could also be dealing with a Capricorn specifically, or even a fire sign here. So possibly Leo, Aries, or even Sagittarius. They were dealing with these temptations. This can be obsessive or addictive behavior. It could be an unhealthy relationship, which is why you might be questioning whether or not you should continue to invest in this individual. You know? What else for Scorpio? What else can we figure out here? We've got Judgment. Okay, so maybe, Scorpio, you've finally woken up to realize that maybe you weren't seeing things for what they really were. But I'm also picking up that somebody maybe tried to also explore other options. They were tempted by other people, perhaps. They as well might have thought, you know what, I have other options. There's plenty of fish in the sea. But through this awakening, I have a feeling, especially for those of you who are in separation, that they've had that epiphany. They now see things very differently, and they might ultimately want to reach out and communicate, maybe an apology. It's up to you, of course, Scorpio, whether or not you will be able to forgive this person if they hurt you somehow. And maybe you really are on the fence yourself. It's like, yes or no, should I take this person back? If you guys had a separation or a falling out. And this right here, with the moon's energy, can be very manipulative, can be deceptive, especially if this person was keeping things from you, if there could have been infidelity in this partnership, which I'm kind of feeling there could have been. So take that if it makes sense. And if you haven't had clarification about that, if you've had your suspicions, it's like, I wonder if they did this, yes or no. This might be clarifying for you that they did something to compromise the integrity of the relationship there. Let's see what else. We do have the Fool coming through. So if they want a second chance with you, ultimately they need to take action to prove to you that they are willing to put in the work to make this happen. They could have done foolish things here, and at the end of the day, if they still believe in this connection, it falls on them to be able to convince you that they are worth a second chance. But I do feel they want a new beginning. They have gone through this awakening. They see things very differently here. And for those of you who are in separation, they are wanting that new beginning. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles right here. Perhaps your finances could be looking up as well. It could also apply to the other person if they've worked on themselves to be able to bring in that abundance. And this represents a solid offer of some sort coming from this person, Scorpio, but it really depends. You know, are you even open to accepting them back in? Is it a yes? Is it a no? And at the end of the day, it falls on your shoulders whether or not to accept them back in, because they can want this new beginning all they want. But if you are really looking elsewhere to start over, and you're realizing, you know what, there really are plenty of fish in the sea for me to explore and discover new connections, then that's totally your call. That's totally your prerogative. You know, because this is telling us right here with the Nine of Wands that you've been through one heck of a journey with this person. They probably hurt you. They did something to really compromise the foundation of the relationship. They might have broken your heart, put you through a lot. But there is this energy of resilience when it comes to the Nine of Wands. So you're not giving up on the concept of being able to fall in love again. It may not be with this person who wants to come back, but again, that's your choice, whether or not you give them a second chance or not. And then here's the clarification, the Seven of Swords, that they have been deceptive, that they have been lying to you, that they might have kept things from you. This right here is the ultimate betrayal when it comes to this person. And as I've mentioned, they really put you through something very difficult here, which is why you're probably not even sure if you want to take them back or not. Okay, so that's the current energy that's coming through here, Scorpio. So let's go ahead and grab some additional advice and focus on their innermost thoughts about the connection here. All right, so let's grab some cards from the Heart and Soul Whispers of Love by Jennifer Aquarius Tarot. Angels and Spirit Guides, please, for Scorpio. So their innermost thoughts about the connection. So they probably did you wrong, probably hurt you. I can feel you and hear you in my dreams, okay? So they dream about you, basically. I miss our cute little date nights. So basically they miss hanging out with you. They miss seeing you. Look at this. You're all that matters to me. All right. So that's their innermost thoughts in their heart, what they're thinking, what they're feeling right now. Let's grab a card from the Truth Deck Soulmate Edition here for Scorpio. So they dream about you, and you still mean a lot to this person. Maybe they had to lose you to realize that. Look at that, freedom needed. That could be your energy coming forward, that you need to be free of this person because they hurt you or because they really weren't ready for a commitment. You know, they might have wanted their freedom, but now they're wanting to return to the relationship, to the connection. And again, Scorpio, it's your call how this is ultimately going to play out, because you don't have to take them back if you don't want to. Okay, and look at this. This is telling you that there is communication that is forthcoming, that they will call. Okay, so if that's something that you've been thinking about, wishing for, you might just hear from this person. So let's go ahead and grab some tarot to clarify that. I'll be pulling from my TANIELU tarot deck here. Angels and Spirit Guides, please, for Scorpio. Focusing on this person's innermost thoughts about the connection. You know, maybe you really did set them free. It's like, go ahead. If you want to explore other options, I'm not going to be your second choice. But now they're telling you that they dream about you, that they still miss you, and that you're all ultimately that matters to them right now. Look at this. We have the Five of Swords. So they either walked away from you because they were exploring their options and might have gotten themselves involved with somebody else, or you decided to walk away from them, you know, to be able to detach because they either weren't committed to the connection or they had one foot out the door. We also have the Two of Wands right here. So they seem to be focused on wanting to really create some changes in this connection and planning a future with you, or at least that's what it is that they are dreaming about, hoping for. Look at that. There's the clarity. And I really feel this person needed this clarity to be able to have a better understanding of the connection. Look at this. We've got the Four of Wands. So this may have been a twin flame connection that went into separation. And I feel if this is your twin flame, Scorpio, they have gained a better understanding, as I've mentioned, that epiphany, better understanding of what you mean to them, what they did, what they said, what they failed to do, you know. And if they did get themselves involved with other people, or there was some sort of drama here, there's this need to cut that out of the situation. So that's a part of the action that they're going to have to take in order to bring about this reunion. So that's what they're wanting ultimately. That might be part of the reason why you hear from them, because they do want to return. They want to reestablish a much stronger foundation here, okay? But part of their fear as well, having to do with that Four of Cups. Let me move this over. The Four of Cups, as well as the Seven of Cups, and then the Five of Wands. So because they made poor choices, feeling maybe that they had other options, and they actually took advantage of those other options and went for it. So that in turn might have created some disagreements between the two of you, arguments, tension, conflict, and now they're feeling perhaps that they have missed the opportunity to be with you, even though that's what it is that they are desiring, okay? Because you guys have to be on the same page. If you're not on the same page, they can dream about this and desire it and hope for it and wish for it all they want, but it may not happen if you don't want it for the two of you, Scorpio. Okay, so they're regretting a lot of their past actions here because of some poor choices that they made before. All right, so that's what's going on. Their innermost thoughts about the connection. All right, so I wanted to go ahead and grab some messages from their higher self. I can't speak today. All right, so I'll be focusing on my deck, the HEARTSPACE Oracle. You could certainly relate to these messages for yourself and what it is that you would want to say to them if you had the opportunity to do so. Okay, so focusing on your person, though, what is it from their higher self that they would like to communicate at this time? So they made poor choices in the past, and they probably hurt you. If we could, we would, wouldn't we? So whatever that implies, Scorpio, you know, maybe they know something about how you would feel about the connection, the falling out, the breakup, separation, and maybe they're thinking, you know, if we could get back together, wouldn't we be better off together? Or however way they're really thinking at this point in time. Let's see what else. No one has ever made me feel the way you do. It doesn't matter who came before you, because no one will ever come after you. But what we have seen in this reading is that they might have explored their options, and they needed to know what life was like without you in order to discover this. Let's see what else. What else for Scorpio? The moment I saw you, my life was changed forever. The love I feel for you is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of love that can never be replaced or replicated. So once again, they only realize these things, I feel, after they messed up, basically. And we have seen that they feel that this might, at this point, be a lost or missed opportunity. But they really do feel, and this is the bottom card, your mind, they still feel in their heart that you belong to them somehow. So let's just say you've moved on to another person, another connection, and maybe you're not interested in a reconciliation. They're still feeling that there's a part of their heart that you're in there. You know, you occupy a huge part of their heart space. So let's go ahead and see what else. So I'll clarify from my tarot teacher, the revised edition. So they're kind of feeling territorial, I feel, especially if you've already moved on to somebody else. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio, second half of August. All right, so we've got this reversed Four of Swords. Okay, so they're feeling very restless. They're exhausted, basically, because they know that this isn't moving in the way that they'd like, you know, and they haven't really been focusing on their self-care. There's this need to do that. So that's understandable why they would be feeling that way. They're trying to be strong, but at the same time, They're just stressed out, they're burnt out, they're feeling restless, and they want to be able to fix this. Part of fixing that would be this Six of Pentacles, because there's equality here. This is about two people who are on the same page. And if they cheated on you, if they were deceptive, if they made poor choices, then they had really compromised the partnership, you know. So this right here is what they would have to bring to the table, I feel. We do have the Two of Pentacles right here. So they really do need to prioritize at this point and make you a priority, Scorpio. We've got that Five of Cups, and look at this. We have the Four of Cups. Okay, we've already seen that. So it's that missed opportunity, the disconnectedness. They don't like it. They regret it. They have been very sad, feeling lost without you, perhaps. You know, fantasizing about you, daydreaming about you. They recognize the stagnation that's going on here, because that Four of Swords in the reverse could also be representing that stagnation. So does the Four of Cups. And here we are again with the Seven of Cups. So it really came down to the choices that they made, and ultimately hoping, or even at this point, it could be wishful thinking, which is also a part of the interpretation of the Seven of Cups. Wishful thinking that you guys can get back together. But at this point, it might be just too much water under the bridge, Scorpio, especially if you're no longer interested in this person. You know, so Hangman energy, bottom of the deck. Maybe you put a stop to this connection because of certain things that they did. And there's room for change, though. You know, this can represent a metamorphosis. You guys had to spend time apart in order for this person to gain that clarity and to be able to see things from a very different perspective, and to be able to make room for better in this connection. So if you guys do want to get back together, then this person really has to prove to you that they are ready and willing to make different choices at this point. You know, but at the same time, how can they actually show this to you if there's a part of you that's no longer interested? So it really depends on how you allow this person to perhaps open up communication with you, and how close you allow them to come to you at this point. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some songs, lyrical messages about the connection here, Scorpio. Or have I done that? Yeah, we did do that. So let's go ahead and grab some songs. I'll be pulling from my heart songs of the 90s. So lyrical messages about the connection. If you're not familiar with the song, see if you relate to the lyrics. So what songs need to come through here for Scorpio, for the collective, for the second half of August? Let's see here. I've got this one wanting to come through. Don't speak, by no doubt. Okay, so maybe, I mean, it kind of makes sense if you guys aren't speaking. Okay, no communication. So it does say you and me. We used to be together every day, together, always. I really feel that I'm losing my best friend. I can't believe this could be the end. It looks as though you're letting go. And if it's real, well, I don't want to know. Okay, so maybe this is your person, or this person that wants to get back together with you, what it is that they're recognizing that you guys are not talking. And ultimately, also recognizing that you are letting go. Possibly you might have already moved on to someone else at this point. Let's see what else for Scorpio. Alright, so we've got two more songs here. All the Man That I Need by Whitney Houston, and Unbreak My Heart by Toni Braxton. That's really interesting. I just did a reading for Cancer, and those two songs came forward also. Alright, so this could be representing, for some of you guys, the divine feminine. Okay, so let's see. It does say, I used to cry myself to sleep at night, but that was all before he came. I thought love had to hurt to turn out right, but now he's here. It's not the same. He fills me up. He gives me love, more love than I've ever seen. He's all I've got. He's all I've got in this world. So for me, that kind of makes sense for especially my feminines who've already moved on to other connections. Maybe you're in a much better place at this point. You know, there was someone from your past, could have been an ex that really broke your heart, made you cry. And when you met this person, it's almost like you finally met your ideal mate, you know? And then we have unbreak my heart, don't leave me in all this pain, don't leave me out in the rain, come back and bring back my smile, come and take these tears away, I need your arms to hold me now. The nights are so unkind, bring back those nights when I held you beside me. So this, again, it's addressing the separation that perhaps Divine Feminine, you had a masculine who really ended up hurting you and putting you really through so much. And it's simply clarifying that, you know, there's a part of you that at one point maybe, or even now, if you relate to this, that there is a part of you that would want this person back, but they're going to have to come towards you correct. They're going to have to come towards you ready to really prove that they've got both feet in the door rather than one foot out the door and investing time with other people. Okay, so that's what's coming through right there. All right, guys, so I wanted to also give you guys the opportunity to ask yes/no questions. So we'll do 3 of them, and then I'll go ahead and pull some time frames. So if you have a question, whether love-related, career-related, friendships, family, whatever it is, you can ask any question that you want. I'll be pulling from my yes/no oracle, and then we'll go ahead and grab a time frame from the Time Traveler Oracle, which is also my deck. And just keep in mind, guys, yes/no responses, time frames, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. It's just possibilities. And, you know, if let's just say you get a non-favorable response, it might be wrong timing, or it's the universe's way of just telling you there's something or someone way better suited for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab answer number 1 for your question, whatever that might be. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio. All right, guys, so we're starting off with a no response. All right, so let's go ahead and grab a time frame to go along with that one. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio. So when it comes to this no, is it a possibility of changing and turning into a yes in time? Let's see. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio. Let's see. Well, we do have the month of June, which is obviously next year sometime. That's a long time. So it might not be happening this year, but maybe next June is when something might manifest for this situation. So it might be a no for now, but give it a year. You know, things might ultimately change when it comes to that particular situation. All right, guys, so if you have a second question, and again, it could be about anything, doesn't necessarily have to be a love connection. All right, you can either say it out loud, focus on it, meditate on it, think about your question, and it has to be able to be answered in a yes/no answer. So angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio, for question number 2. We have a yes, okay? So we have a yes for question number 2. So let's go ahead and grab a time frame for that one. Oh, look at that. So in a couple of months, something is going to transpire when it comes to your question there. All right, so that's giving you an indication as to when something might happen. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and focus on your last question for this reading, if you have one. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio, question number 3, whatever it might be. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Scorpio. And we have another yes. Look at that. All right, guys, so let's grab a time frame for that one. Angels and spirit guides, please, a time frame for question number 3. Look at this, guys. All right, so obviously we are in the month of August. So this might be happening sooner rather than later. Something could eventually occur during this month. All right, so hopefully that's a positive response and a good answer when it comes to your situation, when it comes to your question, whatever that might be about. All right, guys, so that is your reading for the second half of August. I really do hope that there's something here that offered you some advice and guidance on your situation. And if you are interested in your own personal private reading, that information is down below in the description box, as well as the action buttons at the end of this video. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.